Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you into the 7 Listens Grand Cross video for this video of the news and talking about all the fun things that are going to be happening starting tonight, which is going to be 6/8. You got to start for maintenance to start 6/8 at 10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and starting on all the light leaks are going to be happening, or all the info happening on 6/9. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and go over the news and put it on the correct screen so I can actually read it. All right. First off, we're going to have a new hero. It's going to be available. It's going to be the SSR Creation Fighter Deanne. Fuck. Oh, wait, actually, that's pretty good. It's a save week. So we were all hoping for Lilia, but I guess we are not getting Lilia. I guess we are getting the 100-day pickup Deanne. And it's a save week. Unless they put a step up on the Fighter Deanne banner. Then I'm triggered. I don't know how it's going to be, but I'll have to keep reading. Okay, but I'm actually okay with it. I don't mind. I guess we'll just have a skip week, and then next week we'll have another thing. Deanne's a really good character. You can pull for her if you want. She's insane for PvP, but you don't have to pull her now. You can pull her later. If you're free to play, you can skip if you want. You don't have to pull her. It's, again, just a straight-up PvP unit. There are PvE situations where you can use her. She's okay in PvE, but it's very rare. They're usually for these very high-tier fights that you have to do much, much later, and they don't have to do them right now. Definitely just strictly a PvP unit. So if you do want to use her for PvP, and that is your cup of tea, go for it, whether you're free to play or pay to play. But Lilia probably is coming soon, so you decide on what you want to do. Okay, next up we have the 100-day celebration events. 100-day celebration global drop, cool. 100-day exchange shop, cool. Bingo number of tickets drop on global, cool. 100-day bingo event, cool. Gold reach event reward up, cool. 100-day secret box, cool. What do these even mean? Like, I have no idea what this means. Like, all of that is just like, I guess we have a bingo. There's a goal event. 100 days. Oh, okay. So here it is. Okay, now I understand. It took us like 3 times reading this. I don't even understand it. So the exchange shop, there's going to be stuff that we can exchange. Okay, and we can get rewards, probably like anvils, maybe some like horns, some SSR pendants, SR pendants, probably that kind of stuff. There's also a bingo number of ticket drops. So the bingo, I think, is the thing where we do the spin. The little spin thing, and then you get to pick, you gotta fill out all the rows and then reset the window. That's the bingo, I think. Then there's the 100-day bingo event. There's a goal reach event reward up. 100-day secret box. Basically, I think we gotta go into. This is just a box that we have for the escort event when you type sunshine. They're probably gonna tell us what the code is for the box later. So whatever you're gonna do. The deathmatch reward festival. I'm guessing this is deathmatch 2 times materials drop. I'm guessing. We've had this a couple times on JP where, meow to you too, cat. Where they have increased the drop rates for horns, wings, and ears. There's also going to be a 100-day celebration 7 Daily Sins mission. Cool. I don't remember what that says. No idea. It's been so long. I can't remember. There's Training Grotto spontaneous missions. Okay, so spontaneous missions, I don't think are in here. Okay, so spontaneous missions, basically it'll be like a small window that'll pop up here after you complete one of the training caves, and it'll say, hey, do this. And then the spontaneous mission is like an increased rate and drops on the training cave if you do the mission, if you choose to do the mission. I don't even know if you can do the mission. All right. Deanne's equipment salvage event. Yay! Salvage event, baby, confirmed! The only thing we actually care about! It took forever to get to this point! The only thing we care about! Yes! Finally, salvage event is back, baby! Let's go! Alright, so make sure if you want to do that, so that's great. Yay. I don't know, there's not a gear gacha event that has been named here, but we have a salvage event at least, so that's great. There is nothing in here saying that we have a gear gacha event or anything, but we do know we have a salvage event. Hero enhancement success rate increase. So if you wanted to upgrade your motherfucker, I just spent like 50. I just upgraded like 10 units, dude. Oh my god. All right. So anyways, hero enhancement success rate increase. Basically, if you had been using your potions up to this point, social media sharing event. So you can also share for rewards to get yourself off probably that extra dungeon key every day for the SRSP dungeon run. That's cool. Okay, able to open the Training Grotto with keys after clearing episode 109. So Training Grotto keys take 5 days to recharge. Able to acquire hammers of Visal, equipment, engraving stones, and other kinds of rewards. Stats from equipment do not apply to the Training Grotto, similar to the Fighting Festival normal. There will be 30 Goddess Ambers when the Training Grotto opens. 5 of them will be randomly... Oh! These are the Goddess Ambers. I freaked out for a second. It was like, we get 30 of those red crystal things to do the training cave for a second? I was like, what? Okay, so basically what it says is when you're doing the training cave, there's 30 crystals total, and you get a random selection of these crystals, and you get maybe a couple, maybe 1 1-star, 2 2-stars, and 2 3-stars, or like 2 1-stars, 2 2-stars, and 1 3-star. It just varies, but you'll always have at least one of each type. So there'll always be at least one level 1, at least one level 2, and at least one level 3. So you'll always have at least one of the levels. You can exchange ambers for free once daily, and further exchanges will cost 1 diamond. Then you can refresh once per day. Thanks. And for free. And then anything else is 1 diamond. Honestly, you really shouldn't need to refresh because you have to clear one of every typing of 3-star level 3 anyways. But if you have to do the lower difficulties, obviously do the lower difficulties. If the heroes can be used to clear a Goddess Amber, cannot be used again. Yes, okay. Clearing Goddess Ambers will fill the Illusion Amber gauge. So this is the gauge right here at the top, the Illusion Amber gauge. This gauge will increase. You get 33% of the gauge for doing a level 3. And the gauge amount varies on the difficulty and can unlock Illusion Ambers for a max of 3 times if only clearing level 3 Ambers. So again, if you do all level 3 of the Training Cave, you can get a total of 3 of the yellow crystal fights, but if you don't do all of the level 3 fights, you can only get 1 or 2 of the yellow crystal fights. It really just depends on how many you do. If you're a little bit newer to the game, I suggest sticking to level 1 or level 2. Just do what you can do to clear the Training Cave. You just want to clear it. It's very important to just clear it so you can get these hammers. Very, very good for that. If you can't clear it on the maximum difficulty, that's what I recommend doing, but if you can, definitely do it with the level 3s so you can get the purple stones. Okay, equipment engraving. So this is how UR gear works. I have an entire video on UR gear. If you haven't seen it, link to that up there. Engraving heroes on the equipment will raise the grade by 1 UR by 1 level. Do not use these, by the way. Do not do anything but this maximum one. You can never, I've never seen anyone go from an SSR that's upgraded from the Goddess Ember here up to the UR. Never in my life have I ever seen that. I don't even think you can do that. I'm 95% sure you can't. I bet you someone's tried, but then never like posted a guide on that they should do it, because these purple stones are very rare, by the way. These purple stones are some of the most rare materials in the game, and if you wanted to know how much they cost in Japan, if you wanted to get 30 of them, it costs 10 to upgrade 1 character's piece of UR gear. 30 of them on the Japanese version cost you $40. So that's how rare they are in dollars. So if I've had that. Very important to be very, very smart with your UR gear. Can obtain equipment engraving stones in the Trading Grotto for Illusion Ambers. You can remove equipment engravings and lower grades to its previous engraving state, but the engraving materials will not be initially restored. So if you ever like remove a piece of UR gear's enchantment on a character, you lose the purple stones. They're gone forever. The blue stones used to upgrade that, the purple stones are gone forever. Everything's gone forever for all the engraving. But you can then re-engrave it to another character if you want to later. You should never do that ever, but you could. Engraving equipment can be worn by all heroes, but the engraving effect will only apply to theirs whose heroes have a named engraving on them. So basically what that means is if you have an engravement right here on one character, say you have an engravement for Gother, and you put that same Gother piece on Meliodas. Meliodas just gets the SSR 5-star 5+ benefits out of it, and Gother would receive the UR benefits if he had the same piece on. So the UR benefits are just a flat stat increase. There's nothing else to it. All right, heroes with engravings. Whoa, this is big change. The first characters receiving hero engravings are not Meliodas and Alione. I put out a video today if you want to check that out. Holy shit. The first characters receiving this are Valenti, Deanne, Gilthunder, and Hauser. If you want to check out my video on who came out with hero engravings, link to that up there. Because this is super different. This is very different. Valenti going first with the UR engraving. Okay, I see it. Deanne, okay, and Hauser and Gilthunder. These are all characters that didn't have any play on JP. This is interesting as fuck. I'm so curious, Netmarble. This is so interesting. You have tried to change the meta so often, and this is like crazy different. The fact, first off, there's two things here you should notice. First thing to notice is that they're different characters. The second thing is that there's 4 units instead of 2. So they're coming out with the amount of UR characters very quickly, first off. And here's the additional part. Holy crap. The holy crap part is that they're totally different characters. I had the list of characters like a little bit ago. I pulled them up, and Valenti was extremely late on this. And the fact that Valenti's like first, that's crazy to me. That means that Valenti's viability for a UR set might be way higher than we think. And seeing how she's a great unit to build out right now, especially for the new guild boss, that's also really interesting. So we've changed the meta entirely from how the Japanese version meta was and the Korean version meta, just from the first batch of UR sets. So what I went over in the video that I put out today was like how the PvP meta was changed by UR sets. And because of this, the geared PvP meta is going to be significantly different. Valenti and Guild Thunder is a huge meta combo that counters Pierce. And because both of them are receiving UR sets, you could actually just dominate in PvP if you're a whale. You can just use both of those characters and do very, very, very well. You don't even need Hauser on that team. But Hauser also got his UR set extremely late in the game, and the fact that Hauser's getting his UR set super early is like very interesting, because Hauser fell out of the meta once Blue D Mela came to the mix, and he was really meta on the global version so far, but he kind of fell off in general, and I haven't actually seen anyone work on a Hauser yet for UR, and I've never actually seen that on Japan. So I'm really curious to see what people would do, because the main thing that people were using him for on JP, if they did build a UR set for him, was an HP and defense Hauser, and the reason they did that is so they can use him as a combat class booster for different teams. So this is a really different change, and I'm super curious on what they're going to do. There are going to be more heroes with engraving to be added over time, so that's interesting. Okay, Hammers of Visel. Hammers of Visel can increase the awakening stats by a numerical value. So if you didn't know, the way anvils work is they reroll a flat stat to whatever you need it to be, and then hammers will improve the rolls. Here is my advice to you on hammers. Do not use a hammer on anything that's less than 2.5%. So if it is an HP roll at 2.5%, an attack roll at 2.5%, or a defense roll, I recommend saving your hammers till at least 2.5%. And why do I say that? Well, if you wanted to figure out the amount of anvils it would take in order to get yourself a, what's it called? A 2% roll on your gear. 2% would be average. So to get above 2% arrow, it's 1 in 8 rerolls to get that. To get above 2.5, that'd be 1 in 16 to get that. So the chances in 1 in 16. So if you do 16 times 5 anvils, I believe that comes out to be, was that 80 anvils? So if that's 80 anvils to get a above 2.5% roll on average, by the way, on average, 80 anvils is much less valuable as a whole than 5 hammers. Personally, that's my experience playing the game. 80 anvils is less valuable than 5 hammers. The reason I say that is because if you end up getting a hammer and there's a hammer increased success rate, that 2.5% roll can go to a 2.7, 2.9 very quickly, versus trying to re-roll up from a 2% up and using many hammers. Hammers are much more rare, and anvils you can continuously farm. So that's what I would personally do. I don't know what you would do, but that is my experience. I have used hammers on 2% rolls. I have used them on 2.3% rolls. I have done that, but what I would advise is probably above 2.5%, because that's essentially what 80 anvils would come out to be, and that's my value on a hammer, a set of 5 hammers. They can be obtained in the training grabo as well as equipment draws. I don't even know if there's equipment draw, but hopefully there will be. We'll see. There is a chance of failing, and the value will not increase as said cases. Cool. All right. There's going to be new bundles: 100-day discount bundle, 100-day celebration diamond bundle, the most malevolent night costume 2 set. So I guess I'll have to go over that in a second. And the you know what? I actually got this. This is hilarious. So I put this out for the most malevolent costume set part 1 in my news video, but I had like dozens upon dozens of requests to make a most malevolent night costume set part 1. And they just kept coming in, even though I told people it was in the news video. So what I'll do for everyone is I will make a separate video with most malevolent costume set 1 and the timestamp for most malevolent costume set part 2, so you can see both of them in the same video. You happy? I hope you're happy, because that's what I'll do for you. I'll do it a little bit later this week. It'll probably come out in like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. I don't know. But it'll be out. Don't worry. I will do that. Don't worry. It's coming out. There's going to be a Hawk Pass special, Hammers of Visal bundle, Equipment Engraving bundle, and Anvil bundle. So I have these on JP. I don't know if I have the JP version open right now. I do. But I'll spare you from looking at that. The costs on these are kind of a little high. I would not advise buying them unless you're a big whaling. They're definitely better than the ones that are right now for the global version. They are more whale friendly. I believe it is $40 for 500 anvils and 5 hammers, and it's $80 for 30 anvils. 30 hammers and 400 anvils. And for the equipment engraving bundle, it is 30 purple stones as well as 3 6-star blue stones for $40. To my knowledge, for these bundles. The Hawk Pass is usually $8 though. They fixed freezing issues when consecutive drawing equipment, cool, and added more titles, Combat, Incarnate, and Blacksmith. Okay, well, I don't care about either of those 2 things. So to recap, the things I am most excited about is that I get to save, hopefully, on the 100-day banner, and it's not like a crazy banner that I have to pull on. I'm hoping that we don't have to pull for the 100-day pickup banner in order to get the cosmetics we're looking for. They didn't say anything in here about the cosmetics for the tavern. Maybe there's another news post coming out soon. We'll see. Nothing yet. So probably gonna be out in the news post soon, so that'll be interesting. Overall, I am very curious on what we're gonna be doing on global, because the meta is now solidified 100% different for gear PvP than it was for Japan, and it is so much different now just because of this release of UR gear, how they're releasing everything, giving people the opportunity to go full UR on these crazy strong characters that are totally different than JP. Very, very interesting to see, and I'm excited for this, because that, as a person that has played this game already and done the Japanese version and played it through it already, this is so different, and having an unexpected value makes this game very new to me and makes it feel fresh. And I'm excited to try out new metas, new different teams, because it's a huge meta shift from what it was on the Japanese version. So I'm glad that Netmarble's taking the approach that they are trying something different, and PvP metas are affected by it. Tank meta obviously may not be as exciting and may be a little boring at times. We can all agree with that. It's a little boring to play tank meta. DPS rush meta may not happen for a little bit, but this means that it's going to be a tank meta versus ulti meta, and there are different strategies around it. So it's really interesting to see what's going to go on in the next few weeks. All right, guys, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like and subscribe. If you wanted to ask if you want to pull in the Valenti banner before it leaves, she's a really good unit, dude. I don't know. Up to you. I don't know what your gem situation is. I don't know how long you want to wait for Lilia. I don't know what your situation is. She might come next week. She might not. We'll see. But, she's, it's a tough call, man. It is a tough call. I like Valenti. That's why I pulled for Valenti. So that's where I'm at. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of the night, guys. Bye.